What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we are jumping back into some Orcs Must Die Unchained. Today we are going to be going into the Highlands, which is the final map in this run, and we're going to be doing this the same way that we've been doing everything else in the past. We're going to attempt to go through this with Max, and this is what we'll be using. We have barricades at tier 4, floor spikes at tier 4, tar trap, brimstone, and arrow wall at 3, concussive pounder at 2, and a tier 1 swinging mace. Everything else gets dropped. We'll keep the lion guardian that you start with and the vegetable amending. And that's our toolkit. Let's see how far we can get. Alright, and here we go. So the Highlands is a really large map. Probably one of the largest maps you encounter, especially since you get to see it on Apprentice as well. And there's a few things that you're going to want to do. First, because the map is so large and because of the volume of enemies that you're going to be running into, this kill box isn't sufficient to take care of everything any longer. However, it doesn't mean that we don't want to build it up. Actually going to
I'll just leave this right here.
Do a good amount of damage with this space.
Whoopsie, almost hurt myself on that.
And you could double arrow wall here, but I find that to be a waste of trap space and count, just because things aren't going to be on this space very long. So, just not a good idea. We want to make sure that we actually have a good amount of damage coming off over here.
I'll just leave this right here.
Just to make it straight, let's do that. And that. And I think this, with this here, and actually no, that's not really going to work out too well. Just because of, oops, I mean to hit that. The size of the enemies that are going to be coming through this area. You really don't want to put anything on fire here yet. And you're going to need this center space completely cleared out, because you're going to have to jump over to the left side when it opens up. The order of the way that the gates are here is very different, so that's what we'll have to do. I'm going to just place the guardian back there now, because that's ultimately where I want him, and we're going to go ahead and continue. So this line here with that swinging mace is going to give us all of the damage that we will need to keep this lane consistent. Eventually what I'm going to do is wind up adding some brimstones down here just to catch the few enemies that come through and weaken them. But it's going to require a decent amount of money, just due to the fact that in War Mage the enemies start to get large, and that difference is much more pronounced once you get into Master. Now keep in mind, the devs do give you a damage increase for your account levels, so as you get into higher difficulties, they expect that you'll be doing a bit more damage, not just with your traps, but with your heroes. And so as I get further and further along with these videos, you will notice that my damage does not seem quite as significant or, you know, OP as it would be otherwise, just because, well, I'm closer to the expected level for the stages. And that's when things really start to get interesting. I'm actually going to add another arrow wall here because of this concussive pounder. So that should put as much damage here as I really need. And I am not chasing out to kill those enemies, even though it would help with the par, primarily because I want to make sure that I get as much coin as possible. There we go. And then most of the enemies here you can just sort of zap as they manage to cross that line. On these guys, let them take as much damage as possible. Fire up the deflector. Alright, good. As we kill him, pretty much take these guys out so that we can get ready for the next side. Alright. I just came up here to grab this coin, and I think we should be good. Running over there and mashing Z now. So normally you would see me run down here and really just sort of sprinkle traps along this area. There's going to be a lot of kobolds coming from this side, and they don't stop the other side at all right now. So what I'm going to do is
Whoopsie, almost hurt myself on that.
that. I think, yeah, that there should matter. And we're going to try to pick off Hogarth. At least take a decent amount of his life away while we're there. Let these guys hit those traps, and that's going to give us some time to run back here, pick off whatever made it through the center, which looks like it's a few things. There we go. And then we'll just come back over and finish those guys. Alright, looks like they're almost around the bend to where our Guardian is. And now we're going to show up and actually start dealing out some damage. Okay. Alright, we got Hogarth out of there. Going to increase the damage on in your faces because that damage is really what we count on. And then we want to actually, I ran the wrong way. We want to actually start trapping up this area. So, oh, that is wrong. I'll have to fix that next wave. But in addition to, yeah, there they are. Stuff that we've already put out.
I'll never notice this. Whoopsie, almost hurt myself on that. I'll never notice
We are going to toss up
twice, cut once.
those. And that should help to really soften up whatever manages to come through here. The rest of things will essentially be handled up here near the Guardian. And after I kill what's in the center, we'll ultimately just take out whatever happens to be lingering along the sides. Okay, so those are done. Stop the troll from regenerating his HP. Their HP. They are not aggroing me. That is odd. Okay, and they're going to have to path around these blocks a little bit. I wanted to move them a little bit differently so I could actually trap around them, but because I spread them out, I actually can't trap effectively yet because it split the lane. And that's something that you don't want to do. You can see that the lightning procs that I'm getting are not hitting any orcs, or as many as they could be because of that, and that's ultimately going to slow me down. Alright, they're dead. Boom, boom. So what you want to do is make sure that they touch the wall. And quick enemies are going to get here first, so it's okay to toss Brimstone there. Going to want to... Oops. See, we'll come back to this, but...
Whoopsie, almost hurt myself on that. Measure twice, cut once.
Going to barricade that off so that they have to take a bit more time to get to the Guardian. And because I wasted some time, I'm actually behind. Over here, I believe this is still going to be just a bunch of very large guys, including him, who is always a problem. Our goal there is mainly just to make sure that we have as much damage on the ground as possible. What we want to do is sort of chip away at the ogre's shielding vitality there, and as soon as we have the opportunity, we're going to take him out. Try not to kill too many things until you actually get to him, and then once you do as much damage to him as you can at once. Alright, once he goes down, everything else is pretty much a cakewalk. Like, these guys won't really be able to do too much to you. Ooh, the archers might be able to though. Alright, there we go. So we're just going to pop the Vegetable of Mending. And then because we get another wave opening up, we're going to try to go down there and actually do something about it. But till then,
I'll just leave this right here.
Make sure that we have a bit more damage over here.
Notice this. Measure twice, cut once. Whoopsie.
Alright.
Almost hurt myself on that.
So you're going to start with some shield bearers always in the middle. So you want to try to soften those up so that they don't absorb all of the arrows from everything else that you have. Hit them with the in your faces and let the traps do the rest of the work. And then you really just want to take out the trolls so that they don't get too far. On the right, there's really not too much crazy going on. So as long as you have enough traps there, you're fine. Doesn't look like I do at the moment. So we're going to jump through this portal and come up behind this ogre. Take him out. It looks like we're really close though. So let's see what I have the ability to do. Let me do
I'll just leave this
2 brimstones at the end. And we probably could have tossed a couple of arrow walls up there as well and dealt with it that way. So they're going to start right, and it looks like they're sending out kobolds just in case you have barricades. The left path takes a very, very long time to actually get around to everything that you have set up there. That's the reason why we build it in the back. Even though it is close, because it takes them so long to get up there, it gives us time to deal with the other lanes far in advance of having to run back. And we only have 3 more ogres over here. Alright, and there we go. With those ogres taken care of, try to make use of the portals because they move you around the stage a bit quicker. And once we have that done, I'm going to add another swinging mace here. And we're going to put a concussive pounder here. Alright, now that we have our stun buffs as well, when the orcs get over here, or this guy gets over here, we'll fire the stunning bolt, get as many of them as we can. Doesn't look like any of them got stunned though, which is odd. And turn on the reflector just to give yourself some added damage. Now placing these on the ceiling, well, this is the wrong thing. There we go. Will give you some added time to deal with the enemies. Make sure you get some arrow walls up here too.
I'll never notice this.
And then at the end, a brimstone just before they have to deal with the barricades. So you're getting an Orphoom in the center. Orphoom the mountain troll is pretty formidable. Now, I have a revenge rune inside of my barricades. So if he fights the barricades, he will just die. I'm going to actually try to kill him without that because ultimately, there we go. Double lunch, you stun him, fire your absolutely stunning bolt, and then you unchained on him and you're good. Now there are a couple of guys that I will need to take out really quickly. These ogres here before running back over. Oh, it looks like ogres and an archer. The archer is relatively weak, so not a problem. And then we get back over here right around the time that these guys are, and we have Unchained pickups to sort of close out our last wave. So I'm going to Unchained and then just start zapping everything. Looks like we are well under time, which is great. See, I'm doing ridiculous damage with that Unchained now. And there we go. Alright. So that is Highlands, 5-starred at account level 55. Now if you wonder why my account level is 55, you can see that I've been unlocking a decent amount of characters. I think I'm missing a handful now, and I've played through Apprentice with all of the ones that I have unlocked. Currently, in my spare time when I'm not recording these videos, I am currently going to be going through War Mage with Oziel. So if you guys have any questions about any of the characters that I have, let me know. I'm also leaving a ton of feedback on the forums about ways that I think certain characters can improve, because certain characters really need some work. But this should be the end of War Mage. I have all of the stages completed with Max, with the starter traps, and it should be possible for just about everybody else out there. If you have any questions about what to do, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or just let me know in the game. I'm on pretty often at the moment, and I should be able to give you any pointers if you catch me while I'm on. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. I definitely appreciate it. Like or upvote this if this was helpful or interesting to you at all on whichever platform you happen to see it on. And until next time, have a good one, folks.